Ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? It's Billy Carrington. Hey, I was talking with a friend on the phone, and we got to talking back and forth, and they said, you know, a lot of people don't take time in their day or through their life just to call somebody up and talk to them and check on them, or maybe just send them an email. And I got to thinking, I said, well, yeah, that's true. I said, why don't you do a video on that? Just calling somebody on the phone. And you know, I've been doing a lot of different videos here lately, and I said, you know, I think, yeah, I can do something like that. So this one here it's just calling a friend or calling someone you love. Call them on the phone, taking time to talk to them. And this is probably somebody that you haven't talked to in a while. Maybe an old friend from school. You know, maybe an old co-worker that's maybe hasn't worked with you in a long time. Maybe somebody from church. You know, someone that you talk and around when you're doing church stuff, but when you're not around church, you get sidetracked. So what I want you to do is just, like after you get off work and you're at home and you're getting ready, you know, you've had your evening meal, the dishes are put up, you're done eating, and you've already said grace, and you're getting ready to go in, and before you turn on that TV to watch the news or a movie, just pick up the telephone. Pick up the telephone and call a friend. Call someone you haven't talked to in some time. Just get them on the phone, and you'll be surprised how much that will mean to somebody. Just getting on them on the phone, say, hey man, how's it going? Hey, I miss you. I haven't talked to you in some time. I wanted to get you on the phone just to see how you were doing. And you know what? Y'all's conversation, that person may be going through a whole lot in their life because you haven't had time to communicate. And maybe, just maybe, that person has really been needing to talk to you but didn't know how to get in touch with you. And so you want to sit there and have a conversation and talk to them and ask them how their family is, because what happens, we get so caught up in our everyday life. Everyday life is just go, 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 go. And what happens then is we don't have the time to do a lot of things. We're working and going. Working and going. So sometimes you have to say, you know what? I've got to take time just to call a friend. Call a friend and say, hey, I miss you. Hi, how you doing? Hey, I thought about you. Wanted to give you a call. How's your family? Tell me what's going on at your church now. You know, what's going on at work where you're working? Just those kind of conversations can build that relationship you had, will reignite that relationship, and that bond can even grow stronger, and stronger than what it was before. Because this time around, you've already had a past. You see what I'm saying? You've already have knowledge of each other. And now you're reaching out with both hands and saying, hey, I wanted to say hi. I want to know, how's your family doing? How's your life going? Tell me what's going on. And you know what? They will start to talk to you, and it will make them feel better because somebody cared about them. Somebody took a moment out of their life to see how they were doing. Isn't that awesome? I mean, sit there and think. You got a lot of people that you could call. You know at least 10 that you haven't talked to in a while. I know, like, whenever I'm around, when I'm in town, I'm always on the go. Even if I'm not out volunteering and gone, usually the work I'm in, I'm gone. I'm usually gone doing stuff with that. And now I'm doing all these videos, and I mean, it's like constantly videotaping. And so it's all these people I haven't talked to, so then when I come in contact with them, you know, you want to know what's going on in their lives, you want to tell them about what's going on in your life, and it's just like a lot of them. It's like the other day my mom says, a close friend of hers, been close friends for years, and they hadn't heard from each other. My dad died in March. This lady just saw my mom like 2 days ago. And so right off the bat, as soon as she saw Mom, because they were so close, got excited, bubbling over, just the energy started flowing. And she started, hey Jean, how's it going? How's Frank doing? And Mom had to turn to her and say, well he's dead. He's gone. we've already buried him. And I mean, Mama said it's as if somebody had reached in and stole her heart just then. She said she just flushed out white. Because what it was is just like with her, she's always doing stuff with Mom. But with Mom and with what was going on with my father and his health, well then, the time had just kind of, because she knew that there was so much other stuff that my mom had to do, that their communications and all, she just knew that my mom was covered up and all, and so she was so excited to see her, and then when she found out, she hated that because she knew my father too, and so it just devastated her. But what it's going to do now, it will reignite that relationship they had before, and it'll grow stronger. They will grow from that, and it will become stronger for both of them. And it'll be by the grace of God. But these two ladies who hadn't seen each other in some time, and like I say, it had only been, 6 months, and usually they would talk to each other at least 3 days a week, and going places, doing girl stuff, or lady stuff, whatever you're going to call it. They'd go out to eat, go play some bingo, just stuff like that. And then this happened to my father where Mom had to be at home. Well, then that time grew away where they wouldn't communicate. So when Sharon saw my mom, she was so excited, wanted to embrace her, just excited. They had so much. It's like two girls, they girl talk. They wanted to girl talk. And then Mom, she was so excited. She said, "Well, how's Frank doing?" And then Mom had to tell her, But Mom said, "Well, I need to tell you this." And then when she got the news, it just devastated her. But I think, now their relationship will even grow stronger. And that's what this is about. Getting on the phone and calling somebody, a friend you haven't seen in a while, a family member that's moved off, maybe works out of state, or maybe someone you went to school with, but it's a close friend you haven't been in contact with. Like I tell you, when I see my friends now, they think, a lot of them say, "Well, I remember when you were young." Well, I'm not, that was, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. But anyway, it's just that rapport that you'll rebuild, and then you get to let them know what you're doing in your life, and let them know about your children, what's going on. And I always keep pictures on my phone so I can show them, well, this is what we're doing, this is where we've been, this is what the family's been. And so it catches everybody up, especially if you can build that rapport, and then as you tell your stories, it excites that person. And that person will come back into your life, and come back into your life, and that bond will grow so much stronger, and you'll come to find out, man, how could I have gone without being able to communicate with you? How could I have gone all these years and then missed out on this, what we had? It was because what we had was special. We were true friends. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to think about that. Just take all that in. Start to look for your phone numbers. You can find a lot of people on the internet. You can go on the internet, and you can find their addresses. Sometimes you can even find their phone numbers if it's a public phone number. If it's out there where it's like a landline, public number. So you can start that rapport all over again. Email the person. Get involved in maybe chatting back and forth. Excuse me. But whatever you do, take time to rebuild that rapport. Say your prayers, and pray that this person's doing great, and give that person strength. You want to check on their family members, see how they're doing. But pick up that phone before you get in there and turn on the TV and start watching a movie. Call somebody. Call a friend, a family member, somebody goes to church with you, an ex-co-worker, somebody you knew in school. But sit down and have a conversation and let them know, hey, what we had was great. How you doing? I want to know, how's your family doing? Bring that rapport back in. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. That's a wrap.